Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I install a really minimal Linux. Okay, and this is the bootloader screen. For you that have an NVIDIA GPU, you should select the third option here, the graphic disabled. But this is a VM, so I'm gonna use the first option. So in order to log in, you're gonna, as you can see here, the username is root and the password is Linux. Okay, so just type that. Okay, root and then Linux, enter. Okay, so we are currently using not bash. Okay, so we can't control L to clear the screen. We can't use the last command by hitting up. As you can see, I can't do anything. So we need to run bash manually. Okay, so this is currently, I think it's shell sh. Yeah, it's dash, I think. So we're gonna use bash here. Okay, just type bash, enter. Now we in bash. Okay, we can hit Control L. Okay, look at that. Now the font is really small. We need to set a bigger font with set font -d. This command is gonna duplicate the font size. Okay. The first thing you need to do is to specify the disk that you want to install Linux on. Okay, so we're gonna use the command lsblk here. All right, now as you can see, I have a VDA disk. This, okay, remember this. It's not a partition; it's a disk. So VDA, for you it might be SDA. NVMe N01, whatever. Okay, for you it might be different. Okay, so select the correct one. If you select the wrong one, it's gonna erase everything. Okay, so be careful with this. In order to create partitions, you need to use fdisk. Okay, and then the device that we're gonna use, the dev VDA. Okay, for you it might be SDA and VME 0 and 1, whatever. Okay, for me it's gonna be VDA. All right, and now we need to type G, okay, to create a new disk label. All right, now the first partition, we're gonna use N to create the first partition. Right, the partition number is going to be 1. I'm okay with that. Just hit enter. First sector, I'm okay with that. Hit enter again. And last sector, okay, this is important. You need to specify partition size. Okay, and we're gonna type plus and then 512 megabyte. If you want, you can have 1 gig like this, but I usually just have 512 megabyte. I'm okay with this. Okay, so it's gonna create a new partition and the type is gonna be Linux file system, and we don't want this. Okay, this is gonna be a boot partition, right? It's a boot partition, need to be EFI system. The type is gonna be EFI, so we're gonna use T to change the type. All right, and then we're gonna use 1, so it's gonna be EFI system now. Okay, as you can see here. Right, now we're gonna create the second partition. We're gonna use N again, and partition number is default to, I'm okay with that. First sector, I'm okay with that. Last sector, okay, this is gonna be the root partition. So in this installation, I'm gonna have 3 partition. The first one is the boot partition here, right? The second one is gonna be root, and for root I only need about 20 gigs. Right, we're gonna do this 20 gigs and hit enter again. So it's created a new partition, a Linux file system, and the size is 20 gigs. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now we're gonna create the home partition, the last partition. Okay, and just press enter here. Okay, is create a new partition. Okay, whatever. Now I'm okay with this. I'm gonna hit W, and then we will use the command lsblk. And as you can see, we have 3 partition here. All right, 1, 2, 3, and this is partition. Remember this, partition. It's not a disk. VDA is a disk, but VDA1 is the partition. Right. Now we're gonna mount everything. We're gonna use mount device VDA2. Remember, okay, we're gonna mount the root first, okay, MNT. Oh, I forgot to. Okay, sorry. The first thing we need to do, okay, is MKFS, make file system. I forgot about this. I'm sorry. We're gonna use fat-f32 device VDA1. All right, and then -n, lowercase n. Okay, we're gonna use this as boot, so I'm gonna name it boot. Okay, so this command, make file system a fat type, and then the fat is fat32. The device is gonna be def VDA1, and the name, okay, -n is for name. The name of this disk, this partition is gonna be boot. Hit enter. We're gonna format the other two partitions. Now we're gonna MKFS ext4 device VDA2 label. Okay, root. Now we're gonna use the MKFS extended for. Okay, you might want to use BTRFS, whatever, but I'm gonna use extended for. It worked for me. The device is gonna be def VDA2 and -l for the label. Okay, so fat system here, you're gonna use -n for name, but extended for is gonna use label. Okay, so hit enter again. We need to do the same for the last partition here. VDA3, the label is gonna be home. Okay, label is gonna be home here. Okay, make file system extended for device gonna be this. The label is gonna be home. To see if we are succeed, let's use blk id block id. Okay, this command is gonna list all the block. All right, so we have VDA1 is boot. As you can see, we because we specify the -n argument above, so we have the label, and the label is going to be boot. The same for here. The label is home. The label is root. Okay. Now we're gonna mount the disk. Okay. We're gonna use the command mount device VDA2 first. Okay. Remember, we're gonna mount the root first. MNT, MKD, MNT, and we're gonna create two folders, two directory inside mount. Okay, we're gonna create the first one is gonna be home, the second one is gonna be boot. Now, and then we're gonna mount device VDA3 MNT home mount def VDA1 MNT boot. Now LSB, okay, LSB be okay. Now we see it's mount, and this is boot, and this is home. Okay, that is what we want. Now the next step, we need to copy all the keys, the XBBS keys, to verify the packages. You don't need to know about this, just do the command here. We're gonna create the directory first. MNT var db XBBS keys. Okay, we create that directory. Oh, I forgot the -l, -b to create the parents. Okay, now we're gonna copy var db xbbs keys, everything inside this directory to and now is the magic of bash. You just need to hit alt and dot. Look at that. It's gonna type the last argument of the last command. Okay, now just hit enter, and now we have all the keys in this directory here. You might not need this, but I'm currently in Vietnam, so I need to set the repo to China for the better speed, you know. Mirror bfsu.edu.cn void linux /current. That is the repo. Okay, so this command declare a variable named rebel. okay, and the value of this variable is going to be the URL of the mirror, okay. And then this is the important command, okay, xbbs underscore arch equal x86 underscore 64, okay, xbbs dash install, okay, and dash s to sync, dash r to install to the mount directory instead of this setup, okay, and dash r uppercase r's for repo. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this command. It's gonna declare a variable xbbs arch is the architecture of the system. It's gonna be x86 underscore 64, and this is the command. This is the command xbbs install, okay, dash s to sync, you know, to update the database and all the stuff, and dash r to install everything onto this directory instead of the current setup. Okay, we are running Linux, but the setup is on the USB, the RAM, you know. So we need to install these packages onto the root that we're gonna use in the future, and that root has been mounted as mnt. Okay, so dash r mnt is gonna install on that root and not this root. Okay, and this dash uppercase r is gonna declare the rebel. You might not need this. If you want to use the default repository, you may not need this, but I need. Okay, and now we're gonna list all the packages that we need, and by default on the VoidWiki installation guide, they're gonna tell you to install base system, I believe. Yeah, base system. But I'm not gonna install this. Okay, base system is gonna install everything. Okay, even the wallpapers, dude. I don't need Linux wallpaper. I might need that in the future, but let me install when I need it. Okay, I don't need it now, so I'm not gonna use base system because this is gonna include the Linux wallpaper and other stuff that I don't need. So I'm gonna use a more minimal packages, okay? Because so I'm gonna use base container, okay? This is a group of packages that much smaller. Now we need Linux, of course, the kernel, and Linux firmware for the drivers and stuff, and we need Bash, of course. We need NeoVim. You might need Nano and NVI, but I'm gonna need NeoVim, okay? And some packages that are the requirement for the kernel to work: kbartx, cbio, kmart to load the module, and EUDEF to control the device. Remember, EUDEF, okay? The E is here, I don't know why. Okay, the EUDEF. It's not UDEF, okay? It's EUDEF, okay? And then we need incurses for some terminal programs, okay? And then KBD, okay? You remember the set phone command, okay? So this packages is gonna give it that command. Okay, so we're gonna need the package for network. I'm gonna use network manager, and I think it's a little bloat, but I'm okay with that. Okay. Now the next thing we're gonna need is booster to generate the init ram fs. Okay, that's it. Now we're gonna need to install everything. Okay, it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna cut here. Okay, so every packages is installed. Now we need to generate the file system table. Okay, we're gonna use this command, xgenfs type -u mnt, and the output of this command is gonna be this. This file is gonna tell the system to mount this disk, okay, with the UUID here, to the root and some options, and here UUID, another disk, another partition, not disk, partition as it's going to be mounted at home and as boot at temp, whatever. Okay, but that's not yet. Okay, that's not done. We need to pipe this to mnt sc fstab. Okay, so now that file is gonna have the content of the last command. Okay, fstab. Okay, yeah, as you can see here now. Okay, the next step we're gonna do is to root into the system that we're gonna use in the future. Now, okay, we're gonna use this command x to root into mnt, and the command is gonna run is bin bash. Okay. Okay, now we in the system. The first thing I'm gonna do is to declare the time zone. Okay, for me it's gonna be inside user, share, zone info, Asia, and Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, and for you it might be America, whatever, I don't know. And I'm gonna link that into sc/local time. Okay, as you can see, this command ln-sf is gonna create a simple link, and it's gonna from this file to here. Okay, press enter. The next thing is we're gonna set the host name. So I install NeoVim, so I have the command nvim. Okay, for you it might be nano. If you install nano, I think default they're gonna have nvi. vi. Okay, but I'm gonna use NeoVim. I'm just gonna use nvim. All right, sc host name, and by default they're gonna have void live, but I don't like this. Okay, I'm gonna use just void. This is a VM, so I'm not gonna name it anything special. For you it might be whatever you want. Okay, so the next thing, and by the way, host name is like the name of the machine or the device in the network. Is gonna see your device as the host name. The next thing we're gonna do is to set the locale. We're gonna do vim sc default libc locales. All right, I'm gonna search for n_us. Okay, this line here, we're gonna uncomment that line. Usually I'm gonna delete every other lines. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next the line above. I'm gonna dgg to delete from that line to the first line. All right, and then we're gonna move the line below. We're gonna capitalize G. It's gonna delete everything from that line to the end of the file. Now this is the only line that we have in this file. Okay, I'm gonna quit, and then we're gonna add the user. Okay, so currently we only have root. Okay, I need to add a normal user. We're gonna use user add -m to create the home directory for this user, and uppercase G for groups. We're gonna declare some group here. I'm gonna add this user into wheel group, audio group, video group, storage, optical, block def, and I think that's it. Yeah, the username now, space, and then username. And my username is gonna be Keter. Okay, for you it might be whatever you want. Okay, this is gonna be the name that you're gonna use to log in. Okay, so it should be just lowercase letter, no special symbols, no uppercase letter. Okay, please just stick with lowercase letter. Your life would be much easier. We're gonna set the password for this user. This is really important. Okay, we're gonna use the password command, and then the username, and then type the password 123 123. Okay, you should use a more secure password. Okay, so previously I use a repository from China. Okay, so now I need to change accordingly. Okay, so I'm gonna nvim sc xbbs.d 00 repository-main.conf. You might not need to do this, okay? Repository, okay. HTTPS mirrors bfsu.edu.cn volinux/current. All right, repository, yeah. Now, you might need to do that if you want to use other repository for faster speed. On other system, they're gonna use sudo. And by default, Volinux use sudo as well, okay? But I'm gonna use doas. It's a much more simple, minimal alternative to sudo, okay? And it's more secure, I believe, because it's simpler, okay? So we're gonna use this command, xbbs-install, to install opendoas, okay? We need to -s to sync, because this is the first time XBBS is gonna run on this setup. All right, so opendoas install. We need to create a configuration file for doas. Okay, it's gonna be vimsc doas.conf, and inside we're gonna have permit key to your username. Okay, as just one S, please. As root. Okay, just type exactly what I type here. Permit key to as root. And for you guys that just don't want to type your password every time, you can use no pass here. Okay, so every time you run do as something, you don't need to type the password. But in this case, I'm not gonna enable that. Okay, permit username as root. Next thing I'm gonna do is install the bootloader. And on other system, they usually use grub. Okay, but on this system, I'm gonna use gummy boot. Okay, it's a alternative for grub, and I think it's faster than grub. Okay, so we're gonna xbbs install -s gummy boot. Okay, so let me clear the screen. Now we just installed the package for gummy boot. We not install gummy boot. Okay, we need to run this command, bootctl install /path / boot. Gummy boot is installed. And the next thing we're gonna do is change Dracut to booster. So by default, Volinux is gonna use Dracut to generate the initfs image, whatever. But I'm gonna use booster. It's much faster in my experience. Okay, so we're gonna remove the Dracut. xbbs remove -r -f. I don't need R. Okay, Dracut. Now, after we uninstall Dracut, as you can see here, it switched from it switched to booster. Okay, after everything that we do, okay, just run this simple command that I can't type somehow. xbbs reconfigure -fa. Okay, type that. This is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna cut here. Okay, so now all we need to do is exit. Okay, and then umount -r mnt. All right, now we can just reboot. Okay, let's hope that everything is working. Okay, so we are in Volinux. All right, so I'm gonna log in, key 2 1 2 3. Okay, as you can see, the font size small. So we're gonna set font -d. All right, so now, okay, let's see if doas work. Install -s to update. Okay, we're gonna type the password. Okay, as you can see, we have no internet, right? So we need to enable the service. This is a command that we're gonna run to enable the service. sc, okay, we're gonna do as ln-s sc service network manager and make a link to var/services. Okay, server, not sys. Okay, var service. All right, tap the password. All right. Okay, so after that, you need to enable the dbus service. We're gonna do ln-s sc service dbus. All right, and var service. 1, 2, 3. Okay, after that, because this system is really minimal, so we have to manually set a DNS server. Okay, so in order to do that, we're gonna do as nvim sc resolve.conf. All right, 1, 2, 3, and here we're gonna have name server. In this case, I'm gonna use the Google name server. Okay, it's gonna be AAA. Okay, and then exit. We should have internet now. Yeah, everything is working fine. So this is the final setup of Linux that we have. All right, and let's see. Let's install xbbs, install htop to see how many RAM are we using. As you can see, HBBS is real fast. So we are currently using 114 megabytes of RAM. Oh, it's decreasing. I don't know why. Okay, about 100 meg. Okay, that is really minimal. All right. So, and let's see. Let's check the disk size. df.h device. I think it's VDA2. Yeah, we just used 2.4 gig. Okay, the system is really minimal. And to count the packages, we can use vary-l and then word count-l. We just has 146 packages. This is really minimal. Okay, and from here, if you want, you can install duos xbbs install kde plasma. I don't know, plasma. All right, I think so. You might install GNOME desktop and xfce4 and whatever. Okay, but for me, usually from this step, I'm gonna git clone my DWM repo, and I'm gonna build everything. But maybe that step we're gonna have another video. Okay, so now all we have is a system that's super light. Okay, 100 meg, dude. That is really minimal. Okay, so thank you for watching.